Hello, Mzansi. Welcome to it as the 2024-25 campaign is very much at the business end of the campaign as we approach the final stretch in England, in Germany, and right here in Mzansi. It's Game On, brought to you by Hollywood Bets. I am Sisu Mapena, joined by, well, a legend from a goal-scoring point of view a long time ago. That, of course, is Shane McGregor. Shane, let's talk about it. Goals important at this time of the season, especially for Arsenal. In the derby against Fulham, they are looking to keep things interesting going into April and May. Well, they won 2-1.
Yeah, good to be here, by the way. Yeah, big win. You know, they had to win, put the pressure on. Any win's a win, as long as they win, you know, that's the main thing, you know, 2-1, good victory.
Now, international break, once again, is a big talking point. It's always interesting that in the start of the season, some coaches complain, you play a month or so, then there's the international break that starts. And how do you feel about it at this stage of the season, in the last couple of months, when things are so intense from a club point of view?
Well, from a club point of view, from team point of view, it depends on who you are and where you are.
Yeah.
Liverpool needed it to happen because obviously they had gone through a few defeats. So the break came at a very good time. For Arsenal,
even at this time of the season?
Even this time of the season. Okay. For Arsenal, they had they got a couple of victories and then all of a sudden there's a break, you know, so it disrupts them. So for them, it was a bit of a non-starter. Man City was a good break. Obviously, they were also under pressure, came out and got a result. So, you know, for some clubs it's very good, other clubs not. If you look at some of the lowest teams, the teams are in relegation. Couple of upset results this week, so obviously came at a good time for them.
Saka, one of the more influential players out of Arsenal over the last 5 or so years. How have you felt when he's been absent this season? How much of an impact has it had on Arsenal? And now he's back, he's scoring goals at a crucial point of the season.
Well, that's one of the things, you know. He came back from injury, so obviously that's helped and worked in their favour. He's been vital to them because they don't have that out-and-out striker. I'm very surprised at them that they still haven't fixed
so many
that.
Years now, yeah.
They haven't done it. I'm not too sure why. Maybe that's just the way Arteta wants to play. But, you know, you need those type of players to come in and get the goals for you. Good that he's back from injury. I don't want people to say, no, Arsenal didn't win the league because they had players out injured, like another club that we know about.
Low blow.
They fight in relegation, but they have injured players.
Low blow. Talking about the club, as a United fan, I never thought there'd be a day when I'm thinking, well, United's playing Forest. I don't know if I want to watch Forest beat United, and that's the current state of affairs out in England. And first, of course, we're very impressive against United.
Well, I never thought I'll say the day that a very good team beats a very mediocre team. Forest are a good team.
Very good team.
Man United are mediocre.
And that sums up their season, doesn't it?
It sums up their season, sums up the way they game. You know, I think they're going to be in trouble for the next couple of years. Financially, they're in big trouble. They can't buy players because they don't have the finances. So it's going to be an uphill battle for all Man United fans. It's simple. They're going to learn the hard way and they're going to have to turn things around. But at this stage, I don't see a bright future for them unless they get rid of their so-called superstars with big salaries and turn things around that way.
Brighton, Aston Villa. Now, there's a game where you're thinking, hey, this is possibly the game of the... And it's so funny how things have advanced in England, where you're thinking, Brighton, Aston Villa, that's probably the game of the week. And Aston Villa away from home win 3-0. That's an impressive result. That's sending a statement, isn't it?
Great result.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at Brighton's form and you look at their home form, they've been absolutely brilliant, you know, and you can't... I couldn't see this. I said, if anything, Villa would get a draw out at the most. But they go and wallop them 3-0. That just shows you what a good team Aston Villa are, because Brighton aren't an easy touch, you know. Yeah. So a great one for them. Also, once again, keeping the pressure on for those top places in Europe.
There's one player that's been a huge talking point over, especially for us United fans, over the last 5 years, and he's come under a lot of criticism at United. He's moved on to Villa now, Rashford. Your thoughts in United Rashford, Villa Rashford? Different player?
A different
player. It's a different team, but...
It's a different player because of a different team, you know? Yeah. So he's been given the freedom to go out and play, enjoy. He obviously needs to get game time because he hasn't been playing. So as the games get on, you'll see he'll get better, which he has. He's got a goal now. He's a very difficult player, I think. I think he's very much one of those that if it doesn't go his way, he sulks and he doesn't want to play, you know? Yeah. So that's the problem. Overpaid? Definitely.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
But, and underperforming, that's my biggest thing with him. But he's a good player, a great player. Whether he's going to stay there, we'll know. He's only on loan, so we'll see what happens at the end of the season.
I have to talk about Liverpool. I'll come back to the likes of City and so on. But Liverpool, that's that derby against Everton. One of my favorite derbies worldwide here because it's just the passion you get in England and the commitment and so on. It's just different, that rivalry to anywhere else in the world. Liverpool, though, get it done 1-0.
And lots of crying about offside.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, if you look at the rules, it's not an offside goal. He's not interfering in play. He's coming back. The defender dives in and gets the ball, goes back. Then he's already in the onside position, plays a 1-2 and a goal, you know.
Yeah.
But one of those games where Liverpool had to bounce back. They had to get the result. No matter what they did, they had to get the result. They did. It keeps them now very much the title in their own hands. They need 13 points from a total of, there's 8 games, 24. 13 to make 100% sure. With 3 games to go in the season, their third last game comes up against Arsenal at home. It could be the title decider.
How much for sides like Arsenal and Liverpool, when you're going into the last 2 months, going into the last month, if you are to crash out of the Champions League, especially this time where you can now just focus all your attention on the league, how much does that help in the league race?
It helps the big time because now you haven't got the midweek games, you haven't got the travelling, you haven't got anything else like that. So for a team like Liverpool, we're fighting for the title. It's amazing because now they just stay at home. They don't have to travel into Europe, anywhere else. Concentrate on it, get the job done, and then worry about Champions League next year. Now,
true sides that at one point in life were, well, when we talked about them at this time of the season, they were fighting for the league title, City and Leicester. Both have struggled somewhat as the years have gone on, especially for City this year. But they beat Leicester quite comfortably 2-0, and they're very much in the top 4 race. They are very much in the top 4 right now, which is quite impressive, yeah.
Yeah, very impressive. Grealish, first goal in 16 months. Can you believe it? First goal in 16 months. Also, one of those players has never fulfilled his potential, you know. But anyway, we got the goal. They were without Haaland for a long while now. They're going to be out. He's out injured, so you've got to find other players to score goals. And luckily, Grealish came along. They just got to keep it going now, just to stay in. The one thing about the Premier League teams this year looks like the top 5 going to Champions League, which will help them.
But I have to ask you this. You mentioned City goals and Haaland. Yes, Haaland can score 25, 30 a season, but to think City at this time of the year, plus 17 goal difference, whilst Liverpool at plus 43. It's a huge drop-off in a very short space of time.
Just shows you what kind of a season they've had, you know. They've struggled with injuries. I've heard this so much over the last few days. Our team struggled with injuries. I'm talking about a local team now. But anyway, these things happen. It's about life. It's about adjusting and about carrying on, you know. You just got to go with the dice, and that's it. You've got to adjust and win the games. Well, doesn't matter what you do.
Well, it's all about winning games now, whether you're at the top, middle, or at the bottom, and we're approaching the final stretch in what's been a thoroughly entertaining season out in England. Thank you very much to Shane. Takes a short break, comes back. We talk German football a little bit later. Locally, well, we'll talk about the game here in Mzansi with Sherry on the other side of this.